Dr. Adelino Canario, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claudia.
Muchas gracias, Claudia.
I think you can hear me.
Me oyen, me parece, así que pasé.
Perfecto.
I'm going to talk about our infrastructure, which coincides with our research center. We are, as it was said, part of a European infrastructure called European Marine Biological Resource Center, and we are the head of the national node. Our center is located in the campus of the University of Algarve in the south of Portugal. And for example, I'm paid by the university. Other colleagues are paid by the National Institute of the Sea and Atmosphere. So it's marine science is our main topic. So our activities are divided into research activities, of course, training, particularly PhD students, master students, and also undergraduate students, mainly their practical activities. We have interactions with industry and provide services to industry, of course. And we have a very active program, particularly for schools and the general public. And also, of course, we have an important international collaboration. That's where infrastructures come in. So we are about 100 to 120 researchers, and we normally we manage about 60 projects. It varies a little bit, and we publish about 200 scientific articles. And as infrastructure, we receive around 200 visitors every year, except of course for last year, which because of the pandemic. So this is a summary of some of the outputs in the last in the last few years, including setting up some spin-offs. We have a new program in Portugal since 2 years ago, which is aimed at setting up partnerships with industry in what's called collaborative labs. So the idea is to speed up the products that industry can sell, and so we have 2 collaborative labs, one linked to algae, kind of biotechnology, basically based on algae, and also another one on aquaculture. We have, as I mentioned, long-term partnerships with businesses and so on. So as I said, we have one of our interests and one of our central activities research, and we have basically 3 thematic lines which cover from genes to ecosystems. So one of the lines is around the topic of global environmental change. So we want to understand the ecosystems and how to, and the consequences of particularly global warming. We have another line around the protection of biological resources, so including fisheries in this context, and also to explore marine products and resources, and this includes aquaculture, marine biotechnology, and related areas. We have of course, quite a wide set of collaborations, including South America, particularly Brazil, but not only Brazil, Chile, for example, some Argentina, and so on. As I mentioned, we are part of the European Marine Biological Resource Center. I'll mention a little bit what it is, this infrastructure. And in Portugal, we are 4 partners. CCMAR is, let's say, the leader of this Portuguese European Marine Biological Resource Center. So we are in the south of Portugal. CEMAR is the other partner. They are very similar to us in terms of profile, and they are in the north of the country, so different kind of marine ecosystems. Here we are at the mouth of, let's say, it's the Gulf of Cadiz, so near the Mediterranean and near Africa, and they get, you know, the cooler waters and the Biscay nearby. We have in the University of Coimbra, it's a algal collection, which is a very comprehensive algal collection. So it's a basis for biotech activities. And also in the Azores, we have EMAR. This is part of the University of Azores. And of course, if some of you may not know, but the Azores is right on the the plates, and so which basically means there are deep sea ecosystems here, and very interesting areas to study and organisms to study. So this, you know, we can provide overall very different access to the marine environment. We also involved in other European infrastructures. Some of them have to do with observation of the sea, others with biological data like Elixir. Just a very quickly, an overview of the European Marine Biological Resource Center. So it's a European infrastructure at ERIC, and at the moment we are 9 countries, which involve basically 45 sites, essentially the marine stations, universities, and institutes spread all over Europe. And now, during this year, we expect Sweden to join, and we are also in negotiation with a few other countries. And so we expect that maybe in 2 or 3 years, we have another 2 or 3 countries joining. So the mission of MBRC is to support and facilitate marine biological research and innovation, solve bottlenecks, technological development, promote and represent marine biological research community. But essentially what it means, as if you notice here, is that all these institutions are located by the sea. And so we offer opportunities for researchers that are in other places, for example, in Switzerland, in the middle of the mountains, and they want to test some ideas, they can come to the coast and do that in with the biological organisms that we can either find them here or we already have them in our collections. We can, because of our wide partnership, we can have access to a lot of different kinds of ecosystems, from deep sea, coastal, tropical, etc., and even Arctic. We also provide access to a variety of research facilities and platforms, including, of course, experimental facilities, so people can have access to organisms and try it and do experiments, mesocosms, technical analytical platforms, and so on. And of course, there is development of technologies going on so that we can offer better services to the community. And these are just general classification of the kind of services. So we provide ecosystem access, which means, for example, boats, diving, so that people can reach the animals in the wild. We also can provide biological resources, so we can have them in tanks, for example. We also have experimental facilities. People can design all kinds of experiments, and so they can either come and do the experiments, or they can tell us what they want to be done, and we can do it. We have a series of technology platforms, for example, mass spectrometry and others. Of course, this is of course, e-services, you know, data management, data storage, data analysis. We have a website where different kinds of training related to the marine biology, marine science is provided. And also, of course, in some of the facilities, we can actually provide accommodation and catering. So coming back to CCMAR, you already saw where we are. So we can give access to ecosystems, biological resources in our area. We have a series of equipment and facilities that people can use. And also we have technical support and scientific support when someone comes and uses our facilities. Just to use some example of ecosystem access. So we have these mud flats, tidal, basically, this is tidal, and so it's easy access. but we also have diving on the coast and boats and so on. There are some special sites, some are protected areas, so some extreme, so for example, salines where we have extreme environments, and there are different ways of getting there. Some are easier than others. We also have a marine station. So we have tanks inside. This is a restored, it used to be a tuna storage where to store nets for the tuna decades ago, and we restored this, and now we have it as a marine station. We can do CO2 microcosm studies for acidification studies. We have a new brand facility with tanks indoors. This is in the campus here at the university. We also have boats and remotely operated vehicles that can go up to 200 meters depth, and bioreactors for large-scale production of microalgae. We have several other platforms, for example, for structural and chemical analysis, proteomics, electrophysiology, cell culture, and imaging, some microscopes as well. So there is quite a wide possibility. Just to give you some example, if someone wants to do some identification and testing in bioassays of natural products, we can do that here for different purposes, including microplastics and nanoplastics. So it is basically we serve the marine biology community. These are just some examples of the recent equipment. They're all brand new. Some more examples. We have the NMR. We also have some microwave plasma atomic absorption for detection of metals. And for the microplastics, we have basically the latest equipment from microsphere to infrared microscopy. And so if anyone would like to visit us, there are two contacts. One is through MBRC, and this is the email, and the other one is contacting directly to us, and we'll forward we'll give you the information that is required. As I mentioned, some services you can actually do them for you, so you don't have to come. Others you can you should in fact come, because we welcome very much everyone. We also participate in some European projects of infrastructures, for example, AquaExcel in the aquaculture, Assemble Plus, marine biology, and this could actually offer ways of funding the visits. We are receiving now in October a visitor from Brazil and here, and which coming under the Assemble project, and there are other opportunities coming soon. All these are funded by the European Commission. But if you contact us, we may find some other ways of maybe providing some funding or facilitating the visits. So what we want, of course, we want collaboration with Latin America, bilateral collaboration, joint projects, if possible. Now is Horizon Europe starting. Also, we are interested in training, particularly postgraduate training, and of course, collaboration with our fellow infrastructures in those countries. And thank you very much.